The dream of North Wilkesboro Speedway began in the mid-1940s when Enoch Staley found inspiration in a stock car race that Bill France had promoted in South Carolina before the formation of NASCAR. The story goes that Staley and his partners ran out of money to create their perfect oval, leaving the track with an uphill slope on the backstretch and a downhill slope to the finish. Such was born one of the most unique short tracks in NASCAR history, a .625-mile oval that hosted the Cup Series twice a year until 1996. Jeff Gordon won the final race here, and from the second that last checkered flag fell, race fans have clamored for the return of North Wilkesboro. Now we go back in time. The track has been digitally restored to its 1987 state, giving iRacers the opportunity to relive the iconic North Carolina short track as it existed in its heyday. Richard Petty won 8 times here, Darrell Waltrip 10 times, including 5 in a row. Tonight, it's the rain date for the Superior Class Auto Racing Premier Series. It's coming up next on HBR TV. Race information tonight, the Wilkesboro War 125 laps around this famed short track. I'd like to say that we're part of this racetrack revival thing. It kind of all started to get this thing scanned in on iRacing. And while there's tour-type modified racing going on there in real life tonight. Hello, everybody. I'm Steve Singer with HBR TV, joined in the booth by Eric Dotson. How you doing, Eric?
Good, Steve. How about you?
I'm doing well. Getting ready to go racing here. Hopefully we can get through this one tonight a lot better than the last time. If you look back, I think 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, we tried to run here. We got pretty much to the green flag. This was the first race with the new broadcast studio, and as soon as the green flag fell, everybody in the session got the boot. iRacing had done an update that day, and they missed a couple of boxes as far as check marks are concerned and caused some issues. They quickly got it rectified, and we were fine the week after. But here we are. This was supposed to be an off week, but we're racing. North Wilkesboro coming up. Practice just about wrapped up. A few minutes left, 2 minutes to be exact. Brandon Mefford top time. Cody Harger second. Brian Rose, Neil Quick, Keaton Burnett the top 5. Speaking of Keaton Burnett, he's already in the stream chat. Pick anyone but me tonight. I don't know if he's referring to you, Eric, but Eric seems to pick the guy that crashes every week.
I've not been good the last 5 or 6 weeks. It's everybody I've picked has crashed, so I don't know who I'm going to pick tonight.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it either. I think I picked Cody Harger last week. That didn't turn out for him at all. But
I might pick Keaton just because he said that.
You're going to pick Keaton Burnett. All right, well, Keaton, I apologize, but Eric is picking you anyway. With that, I'm going to pick Brian Rose.
I'm a race time decision right now.
Well, I'm throwing all the chips down right now. It's not even qualifying time yet. I'm making my pick ahead of time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Couple things to cover before we get too deep into the woods. We do have some penalties to worry about tonight. Chris Goins, of course, his win. He cannot qualify. He will receive an EOL before the start. Zach Millett, he's got an EOL for the rest of the season, but he can qualify. However, he's not here. He's at work tonight. Can't make the race. Tough break for the 315. Brian Rose and Will George. Will George doesn't show, but Brian Rose will get an EOL before the start. He can also qualify. So a somewhat shorter field. 18 trucks here tonight. Not necessarily the worst scenario to get the EOL at Wilkesboro tonight. Kind of let the chaos unfold way up ahead of you and kind of pick them off one at a time. But you can't be too patient around this place. 125 laps is going to tick off in a hurry, especially if we stay under green for quite a while. Clock strikes 0 on the session. We're going to jump right into qualifying.
Who's going to be our first car out here?
Going to find out. Pit boxes are loaded in. We are ready to start qualifying. 5-minute session. First driver to hit the pit lane. It's the 99 of Hattenback. No, Jamie Kerr.
I know Jamie's wanting a good qualifying run here. The last few weeks hasn't been exactly what he's capable of and what he's wanted, so I know he's itching for a good finish here tonight.
Jamie's definitely got some talent behind the wheel, that HBR TV Silverado, but as you said, definitely running into some bad luck over the last few weeks. See if you can turn that around here at Wilkesboro.
And I feel like track position's going to be a big thing here, too.
Vincent Short unable to make it tonight. He's in the stream chat. My favorite track, like slow, painful torture having to watch. Vince having a hardware failure of the system at home. Meanwhile, Cody Harger, top of the board, 18.923 for the number 66. Brandon Mefford rolls out onto the speedway.
I know Brandon was fast last week and got caught up in a incident that kind of maybe costed him the race. He still had a decent finish last week, though.
What I did see last week with Mefford is he was definitely quick. He had a lot of pace, but as the run went on, it seemed to fall off. He wasn't able to stick with the fastest guys out there, though we thought he was one of them for a while. But second quick on his first lap, Mefford goes at 19:01. See if he can pick it up on lap 2 and knock Harger off the top spot. A little loose through 3 and 4. I don't think he's going to do it.
Yeah, it looked like that costed him the exit out of 4.
Didn't cost him too much. He still gained time. 18:98, still second quick, though. Meanwhile, Brian Rose, he's on his second lap. His first was a 19:01.6, third quick. Into turn number 3 is the Track Bar Media F-150.
If I'm not mistaken, he will get an EOL and have to go to the back, though.
Oh, and he almost loses it. Gathers it back up. 19:036. I think he gave it away off corner exit in 4, but third starting position. But you're right, he does need to drop to the rear of the field before we get the green flag. Now we look at Mike LaJoie here. His first lap was a 19:517. Second lap at 19:095. Fifth quick for Mike LaJoie. Looks like that's going to wrap up just about everybody. There's a few drivers that haven't taken a time as of yet. They may not. We're going to step aside and take a quick break before we get to our starting grid. Welcome back to North Wilkesboro, your starting grid for the Wilkesboro War 125. On the pole position, it is the 66 of Cody Harger. To his outside, the number 83, Brandon Mefford. Starting in the second row, the 89 of Brian Rose will drop to the tail end of the field before the green. Mike Fahey starts fourth. Mike LaJoy starts from the fifth position, the number 29 machine. Rob Hattenback, he'll start from the sixth position. Seventh goes to Thomas McMullen. Eighth goes to Jesse Bobo in the number 7. Ninth starting position will be the 75 of Jamie Kerr. 10th goes to Keaton Burnett, the number 26. Starting 11th, the number 2 machine of Neil Quick. 12th goes to Carson Conway. 13th starting position, Cook Quick. Chris Gomes will start in the 14th position with Tom Ridgway. 15th, Mark Truxell, 16th. Newcomer Doug Wysocki in the 17th starting position, and good old Eddie Rose starting shotgun on the field. The number 88 rolls off 18th. It's your starting grid from North Wilkesboro, getting ready to go under the green flag. One more time around under caution, and we will be racing from North Wilkesboro.
So I guess I'm going to take Neil Quick. I know he got caught up in some accidents last week, and I feel like he's going to come out here with a mission to win. So Neil Quick's going to be my pick, Steve.
Eric, this could be your big comeback here, picking Neil Quick, starting mid-pack. He's got to get through all the chaos that's going to unfold out on the racetrack, as well as save some tires and be around at the finish. He certainly has some pace around here, but we'll see if it continues throughout the long run. Pace cars off, green flag waves. Cody Harger gets him going into turn number 1. Brandon Mefford with a good jump to the outside, but Harger with the preferred lane on the bottom. Off turn 2, down the backstretch.
Looks like Brandon's going to get that run coming out of the turn, but Cody's going to fight back going into 3 or 4. Mefford's way up high.
Mefford up into the loose stuff through 3 and 4, loses some track position, but not the position itself. So maintains that second spot to the outside of Mike LaJoy as he work off turn number 2.
Cody's going to lead us back down the backstretch with Brandon Mefford trying to defend that second position.
Cody getting into a rhythm, maybe a little contact there with Mike LaJoy and Thomas McMullen. Not 100% if they made contact or not. It sure looked like it.
Looks like Thomas is a little loose right now.
Yeah, a little loose for sure. A little wiggle on corner entry. Gathers it back up, and now he's got the 99 of Hatton back to the tailgate of that 0-2 machine. A little contact there into turn 1.
Yeah, that's a great job by them two by not wrecking and taking out the whole field.
Further back, Mike Fahey looking to the outside to Jamie Kerr. Oh, we got a truck. Trouble. Mike LaJoy spins off turn number 2. Don't know if he had any help there. Eddie Rose involved as well. Not sure if he just got a tail end of that trying to check up. We're going to go back and take a look at it.
I don't think he hit any walls, so that's a good thing.
This is a stationary camera off turn number 2. You see the field getting into 1 and 2 right now. Looks like LaJoy is all by himself there in the 3rd spot. Just powers down a little too soon. Rear end steps out.
Great job by these guys, though.
And Eddie Rose off turn 2. Looks like he locks him up, trying to avoid. Learned his lesson from last week. I think he went barreling into Neil Quick at 1,000 miles an hour, so he didn't want to do it again. So hard on the brakes goes Eddie Rose, and, well, he doesn't hit anybody this time. Nicely done, sir.
Yeah, that's a pretty good caution. I mean, we don't like cautions, but at least nobody got any damage from that one.
I mean, just driver error. I mean, it's early on. Tire temperature starting to come up. We did get about 4 or 5 laps before it occurred.
I did get out and run a few laps with a few of these guys, and it seems like it's slick. early on. Like you said, them tires has got to get a little bit warm.
Now, did you find that it was a little bit loose on fresh tires and it kind of balanced out as the run went on?
That's how it was for me. It was loose on fresh tires, and then it seemed like it tightened up some as the run went.
Good crowd on hand here at North Wilkesboro. Like I said, Eric, I mean, they're running tour-type modifieds tonight, right now, at North Wilkesboro. It's something I would pay good money to go see if I had the time able to get down and do it. It's a track I've never been to. Of course, I love modified racing, being up from the Northeast.
Look at that. We got a Pontiac sign out there, too.
Remember, the track was rescanned, and then they did the artwork and all the billboards to kind of put it back in its 1987 state. Well, Pontiac was alive and well back in the late 80s.
They've done a great job here. I mean, it's the camera view you got it on now with the mountains in the background. That's a beautiful view.
Think there's some shine hiding up in them hills?
Nah, you got to come to West Virginia for the shine.
Pace car peels off. Cody Harger back in the throttle. No restart zone here. There was no such thing back then, but Harger down to the bottom. Mefford with a run into turn one to the outside of Cody. The 66 battles back to the inside. Still driving it deep into turn three. Both drivers trying to take this spot. Clean air is king, even on a short track. Mefford still battling, wants that top spot. Looks like he's going to get the lead here at the stripe. Doesn't have Harger clear into one.
Cody's fighting back on that low side, but the run Medford gets coming out is just the difference maker right now.
We heard Brian Rose talk about it in the practice session, that very bottom line in turns 1 and 2, not really the preferred lane. You do want to try and wrap the bottom in 3 and 4, and Harger's loose. Dirt tracking it through 1 and 2. He saves it. He's going to lose the lead and possibly second. Hattenback's going to go around the outside. Cody Harger slips to P3.
That's a great job by Cody in keeping that truck under control. I thought he was going around.
Definitely a great save, but not this time. Jamie Kerr loose off of 4. Spends the whole front stretch trying to save it, but can't keep it from spinning around. Again, everybody doing a great job to avoid Eddie Rose once again, locking her down.
Eddie's brakes are going to look like this is Martinsville.
Well, let's go take a look at it, see what happened here with Jamie Kerr. Looked like he just got loose off of 4. Don't think there was contact, or was there? No contact.
No.
Just put the power down and around she went. Did a great job keeping it off the wall, but a little bit of an overcorrection. Just barely misses the inside wall. Does anybody get him? Neil Quick gets by on the high side. Powers it up. Ooh, and the 54 was going to the bottom there. That could have been a disaster. 54? 34. That's Doug Wysocki.
It looked like last week's winner, Chris Goins, may have just scraped the wall.
Let's take a
Not
look
sure,
here.
though.
Just got to give Eddie credit where credit is due here. Missing another wreck. Uh-oh. Did we lose him? Oh, there he is.
Eddie had him locked up.
You can teach an old dog new tricks. Do you think Chris Goins got a piece of him, though, huh?
I think he may got a piece of the wall. If not, he was right up against it here.
All right, so we're on board roof cam with Chris Goins with the Jamie Kerr incident. Everybody goes high.
think you may have missed it. It was just maybe the view I was looking at.
Uh, 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 uh. Man.
Oh, he
Piece
did
of paper.
miss.
Piece of paper. Well,
Chris
new
done
running
a
order.
great. I was just gonna say Chris done a great job last week of making the pass with 2 to go and winning the race.
Definitely took his time, saved his stuff when he needed it, and made it count when it mattered. New running order up top, though. Brandon Mefford, Rob Hattenbach, Cody Harger, Tom McMullen, Mike Fahey. That's the top 5. Then it's Keaton Burnett, Jesse Bobo, Neil Quick, Mark Truxell, Carson Conway. That's the top 10. Further running, Chris Goins, Doug Wysocki, Cook Quick, Jamie Kerr, Tom Ridgway, Brian Rose, 16th. Mike LaJoy, 17th. Eddie Rose, 18th. Lined up 2 by 2 here. We're going to go back to the green flag in just a moment. This time by, it'll be lap 20 of 125.
Green flag.
Back underway. Field into 1. Brandon Mefford with a good jump.
Brandon wasted no time getting on the throttle there. Cody Harger challenging for that 2nd position.
Cody looking to the inside of Rob Hattenbach into 3. Hattenbach's going to slide it up the racetrack. Mefford's going to hug the bottom through 3 and 4. Again, we talked about that kind of being the preferred way around. Middle lane through 1 and 2, down on the bottom through 3 and 4. I'm not sure how long you're going to be able to run that way. Does that line change as the tires wear? Is that your experience in practice at all?
Brian Rose told me to run the middle lane, so that's what I was trying to do. And, you know, Brian's been pretty good this year, but I felt like as the run went on, I kept wanting to move my truck up.
Jimmy Kerr forward progress around Chris Goins. Chris Goins in a new eye-lending paint scheme looks a lot like an old Jeff Burton Exide Batteries paint scheme. It's even got HBR TV on the B post.
That's what I'm talking about.
Brian Rose making some moves up to the 12th spot.
The thing that impresses me the most with Brian Rose is just the patience that he's got over the past year of this iRacing. I mean, he wasn't very patient at first, burning stuff up, and now, I mean, I feel like he may be one of the most patient drivers out there.
Patience makes a big difference, especially in iRacing, especially in officials. If you're racing against guys that are just out there going for it every single lap, more often than not, those guys are going to cause trouble, get themselves into a bind. And if you're patient and plan your moves accordingly, usually you can end up with a decent finish and kind of gain some iRating. But even over here in the league side of things, you've got a group of real competitive guys. Again, all racers, all trying to go towards the front. And in many cases, if you're patient, keep all 4 fenders on that truck and you can be there at the finish, you'll end up with a decent running.
Yeah, I think that's where he's matured the most on here is just taking what he can get and not getting in too big of a hurry and costing himself.
Neil Quick up to position 8. Again, not a huge mover so far. He's up 3 spots since the drop of the green flag.
Let's go, Neil. If you got the broadcast on, I picked you. Let's go. Take it to the front. Now if he wrecks, he's gonna blame me.
Well, he should.
Gosh.
If any of you guys are new to the broadcast, you're just joining us, it seems that every week we all, Brian and I make a pick as to who's going to win the race. And
Eric,
Eric tends to pick the guy that's going to wreck.
That is a true statement, even though you call me Brian all the time now. But
I think I did that last season too. I don't really know why. I don't know if it's the accent, because when yours isn't anywhere near as clean as Brian's, but who knows?
I'm gonna go back to calling you Vince.
Maybe that's why I started doing it, and then it just stuck. Watching a battle with Doug Wysocki and Jamie Kerr. This is for the 12th spot. Doug's got it. Jamie wants it. Jamie's a little further back in the pack than he had planned. Again, he got a little crossed up off turn 4 in our last caution. Took the whole front stretch to try and save it. Managed to keep it off the wall, but almost had to practice to do it again there. It was loose off of 4. Trying to work his way back through the field. It's a battle with Carson Conway and Brian Rose, HBR teammates, doing battle for the 9th spot.
I actually got in a race with these two the other day, and Carson Conway was leading on the last lap, and Brian gave him a little bump.
I'm sure he liked that.
Brian ended up winning, and I got second, and I don't know where Carson got. Looks like Brian's going to get a good run on the bottom right here.
Carson might have overdrove 3 just a bit, slid it up the track a little, but still momentum carried into turn 1.
These HBR cars are racing just like they ain't teammates right now.
The thing is that even going back to when I was racing in SCAR on a regular basis, I seem to race my teammates harder than anyone else. And it's really just because you know them. You know how they're going to race you. You kind of know what to expect. Yeah, you learn a little bit from all the other guys. You see Brian takes the spot from Conway. But I was more aggressive with, against Brian or you or Carson than I would have been with most of the guys out there.
I probably was on the restrictor plates when we were pushing each other. I was like, well, I'm gonna push them with everything in me, because we practiced a lot though together, and we practiced how to push each other and all that.
Oh, almost 3 wide with LaJoy, Kerr, and Goins. Chris Goins on the inside checks up early and gets out of there. Mark Truxell hanging on to this spot in front of Mike LaJoy and Jamie Kerr. Jamie not able to work his way back towards the front of the field. Mark Truxell out there in that Lil Tate's Cupcakes number 5 Silverado.
He's another one who's been pretty consistent throughout the season.
And that's kind of the thing with Mark. He's always very, very consistent. You see Cody Harger's taking over the 2nd spot. Let's go back and take a look at that pass for that position. Cody Harger. Did Hattenbeck have a problem? Oh, yeah, real loose off of 4. In fact, he's going to hit the inside wall. Pancakes the left side. Harger takes the 2nd spot. Hattenbeck lives to fight another day, but definitely loses the spot. Some left side damage on that machine.
That's a hard hit. That may be affecting the handling here a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if that was the case.
It looks like Cody may be catching our leader, Medford.
Last lap for Cody Harger in 1972. Medford, 1964.
Well,
less than a tenth between them. Last time by, though, Harger faster by 1/100th of a second. So he is starting to pick up the pace. Cody Harger, pit lane. I think that answers that. We were going to ask about fuel in that fuel run. Even with the caution, we went a couple laps further than I think we thought. 43 laps was the race fuel, the pit window distance that we were going to be worried about. But with a couple of cautions, able to go a little further. Right side tires for Harger are going on. Again, first truck to hit pit lane under the green flag. More tires and fuel for Harger. He's down and away. Mefford maintains the top spot. Cody now at the back of the field.
Yeah, I mean, if it stays green, he's going to probably be in the best position. Looks like he passes Eddie Rose to be the first car lap down, so now he's in position for that lucky dog pass.
And you know what? In reality, too, I think Cody's playing the game here because the stage comes at the end of lap 90. He pit at lap 46, so that guarantees if we stay green to the stage, he's got plenty of fuel, doesn't need to stop again. Just about everybody else out there is absolutely going to need to make one stop. Caution comes out for the stage. They get to pit again. Everybody gets back on the same cycle. This might work out really well for Cody Harger.
Yeah, I can't imagine these guys staying out too much longer without having to pit.
You see the pace that Cody has now coming up on Brian Rose. Brian, of course, 51 lap old tires, and Cody Harger just a handful. Up to temperature, ready to go. Much, much faster than the 89 right now.
Yeah, he's by far the fastest car out there, or fastest truck out there. Looks like Bobo hit the pits as well.
Missy Bobo, the number 7 machine, he rolls down pit lane. Sometimes I wonder if these guys listen to the broadcast and if they take any kind of audio cues from what we're talking about for race strategy. We could just be making it up. You never know.
Looks like a bunch is hitting it now. Fahey, Truxell.
Mike Fahey, Chris Gones, Mark Truxell, all 3 trucks on pit lane.
I'm surprised Medford hasn't yet. I mean, with these other trucks getting the fresh tires, you know, it's definitely going to hurt him.
Brandon Mefford down pit lane now as well. Lap 55 for the 83. It's going to put Neil Quick out front. He's going to get at least a lap led out of this.
Cody Harger all over him with them 4 fresh tires.
Cody wants to get that lap back as soon as he can. Cody Harger now back on the lead lap.
I mean, just down the straightaway, he just absolutely 4 car lengths.
Whoa, real loose for Neil Quick. Slides it sideways on pit entry. That's going to cost him a ton of track position. The Eric Dotson curse is alive and well.
Daggone. Maybe he'll take 2 tires, just right sides to make up for it.
He's still got to take the fuel, though. I mean, we're talking maybe an extra second. At this point, you might as well take 4 and just get it over with.
That's what he's doing, too.
Quick stop once he got to the box. 14.93 seconds for Neil Quick. Pit lane time, that's a different story entirely. About a full 14 seconds slower than everyone else that hit the pit lane. That's half a lap. That's almost a whole lap. Tough, tough break for Neil Quick. New leader, though, Brian Rose at the front of the field.
I don't think he's made a pit stop yet. So.
Brian pitted lap 15. Trying to stretch it. He pitted lap 15. Did not take tires. It was fuel only, so he's trying to stretch it here.
15 and 43 is what, 58?
Yeah, definitely not enough to make it to the stage end, but I think he was hoping we'd get some more cautions. But worst case, maybe he takes this real late, does fuel only to make it to the stage end.
I think he'll be pitting any lap. I'd say he's probably running close on fumes.
Lap 61. Yeah, he's going to be close. Maybe this time by.
Nope.
One more, at least. He's hoping for a caution. That's all I can really say, which we don't want to see because there's only 4 trucks on the lead lap right now. But yeah, the top 2, Brian Rose, Mike LaJoie, both pit at lap 15. Brandon Mefford, Cody Harger, fresh tires and full fuel, so they're coming in a hurry. McMullen gets a lap back to the inside. Oh, almost contact with Brian Rose.
Here he comes.
Brian Rose from the lead finally hits the pit lane at lap 63. Curious to see what strategy he goes with. Fuel only, or does he do 4 tires like just about everyone else? Mike LaJoie is taking over the top spot. No, right side's in the air for Brian Rose. Right side's only. Well, Mike LaJoie out front. Neil Quick has caught him as well. Neil's going to get a lap back. So now we've got 10 trucks on the lead lap. Jesse Bobo going to go on by. That'll put us 11 trucks.
I would say LaJoie's probably going to have to pit any lap now.
Yeah, LaJoie pit at lap 15 just like Brian did. So unless he's been doing some major fuel save, it's going to be time any minute.
Looks like he may be having a little bit of connection issues.
Mike LaJoie keeps popping in and out. We've seen that happen. Oh, the caution is
Caution.
out. Eddie Rose in trouble. Mike LaJoie just got a gift. And unfortunately, well, Brian Rose actually lucked out pretty good. That 2-tire stop really worked. Now I'm curious to see if he'll roll down pit lane anyway, give up 4 spots for fresh left sides. What do you think, Eric? If I'm behind the wheel and I just took right sides, okay, we got 20 laps or so to go before the end of the stage. Do you come in and take those lefts?
I would if it was only going to cost me 4 positions. I mean, because I'm already going to have fresher tires than just about everybody out there. Maybe LaJoie would be the only one that could possibly have fresher tires.
And looking at it, I think LaJoie had to pit while the pits were closed.
I'd say he was running out of fuel.
He was due to pit that time by anyway. He had no choice but to stop.
I think I come in and get him. But I have heard that if you get a little bit fresher on the left side, it makes the car handle or the truck handle completely different. So, I mean, maybe that's an issue.
Maybe, but I don't know. I don't think Brian even got heat in those right sides, but he stays out. Again, they only got 2 sets of tires over the wall tonight, so that could be an advantage. Maybe he's just planning on saving what he can. I don't know if I would want to take just lefts later on in the race, but I guess if that's all you got sitting there, it's all you got.
I mean, if you really thought they were going to be a caution and you're Mike LaJoie here, maybe you just take, I know he took all 4, but maybe you just take fuel and then at the stage break get a set of tires, and then you still got 1 set left.
That could be the case. Let's take a look here at the Eddie Rose incident. Brought us under the caution. Oh, contact. Big time contact between himself and Mike Fahey. How that didn't show up. All I got was Eddie Rose went off track. That was a lot bigger than we thought. Jamie Kerr gets a piece of that. From that angle, it's hard to tell if Mike was coming up or if Eddie was coming down. Try it from the blimp. Looks like Eddie might have got a piece. Let me back this up a little bit further here. So Eddie Rose, the red 88 up in the groove, out of the groove. He's in the loose stuff. Yeah, gets a little loose off corner exit, comes down just as Mike's getting off the corner, clips the right rear of the 19, and the wreck is on from there. Again, you see Jamie Kerr, that black and orange number 75. He's going to come into the frame here. He's going to get a piece of this action as well. Track block, nowhere to go. Almost gets through, but not quite. Little contact, nothing significant, but enough to piss you off. Another one, Neil Quick gets through, though. No issues for the 2. That's going to help Neil, too. I mean, I don't know how far he really went down here. So we're back to the green flag. I didn't even hear the spotter call that one. Cody Harger still with the lead. 74 laps go up on the board. Thomas McMullen, Rob Hattenbach, Brian Rose, Brandon Mefford, the top 5.
I like how out front here, you know, we kind of got guys with all different pits, which means they all have different tire wear.
I'm just curious to see how long Brian Rose is going to hang there in that 5th position here. Can he go a whole another 15 laps to the stage end and maintain that top 5 position? Keaton Burnett, Brandon Mefford keep doing battle the way that they are. It's going to work out pretty good for Brian Rose. It's kind of slowing that pack down just a bit.
Yeah, Brian Rose is loving that in his mirror right now. I mean, and he's fast. I mean, he's all over the 99 I'm patting back, too.
He's about 0.2 laps slower than the rest of the guys in front of him, but he's holding his own.
The biggest loser here has got to be the 29. I mean, he's got some of the freshest tires out there, and he's bottled up right now.
Yeah, Mike's going to have a hard time, and Thomas McMullen is around. Mike Fahey, every week, just my luck, I guess. Yeah, that was a tough one, Mike. What are you gonna do?
Vince said me and him were great drafting buddies. I agree, buddy. We won some races like that.
Well, let's see what happened here with Thomas McMullen. Put us under the caution once again.
He just got loose.
Yeah, you see him swatting flies in the cockpit of that thing. Locks it down, though. No harm, no foul. Caution comes out, but nobody collects him. No damage on anybody. It's got away with that one.
I think he was trying too hard to get the lead and just got on the throttle too quick. I mean, that was one of the things I noticed in practice here, that if you didn't have them front wheels pointed straight and you got on the throttle too hard, I mean, that back end was coming around.
So under our 4th caution of the afternoon or evening, depending on how you want to look at it, Cody Harger with the top spot, Rob Hattenbach, Brian Rose, Keaton Burnett, Neil Quick, that's the top 5. Brandon Mefford, Mike LaJoy, Jesse Bobo, Carson Conway, and Thomas McMullen still in the top 10 even after that lazy spin.
I'd say if we had probably 10 more laps onto this, LaJoy would probably have a great shot of coming from mid-pack to win his stage, but I don't think he's going to have the time. I mean, I know he's got the fresher tires, but we seen what happened a while ago to him when he got bottled up.
I think he's got a chance at a top 5 for a stage finish, but unless something crazy happens up front with the leaders, I just don't see him getting a chance at a win here, at least not for the stage break.
I agree 100%. I'm anxious to see if the 89 of Brian Rose can hold on to a top 5 like we talked about earlier. I mean, he only took right side tires.
Truthfully, though, I think this caution is helping him. He's not abusing that right side at all. Certainly not hurting the lefts as bad. He's going to have roughly the same pace he had when the caution came out. He can hold on here for about 8 more laps. Might be all right.
He didn't have them bunched up. That's the only disadvantage.
Oh, here we go. Pace car peels off, and Cody goes right away, and Hattenback doesn't fire.
Caution is out.
Yeah, it took a while for the yellow to wave on that one, but yeah, another caution.
Another restart.
I don't know what happened. Did Hattenback blow up or miss a gear? Or...
I don't know what exactly happened. It seemed like he just didn't fire on the restart. Pace car peels off. Cody goes as soon as he crosses the line.
He blew up.
Yeah, he lost an engine. I don't know if he missed a shift and it blew up or what happened, but Hattenback, big trouble.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the smoke come out. He blew up. Wow. That's something you don't see every day.
Let's listen to it.
I think it just blew up. If you watch his RPMs, I mean, they never jump up.
He didn't miss a gear. It just blew up on him. That's I haven't seen that one happen before.
He hit that inside wall hard earlier on.
Yeah, that's true. Let's go back to that. Let's see if I can find it. We didn't get a caution for that one. Nope, I don't have that one handy.
Yeah, I mean, he was keeping pace though.
Vince Short says first gear. No, I don't. The RPMs never got high enough. If he was in second gear, it would have spiked. But I don't think he got above 4,500 RPM. I think you're right, Eric. I think that's more related to the damage that he had from when he hit the wall on the front stretch. And unfortunately, poor timing. It quit on him on the start.
That's very unfortunate for him. I mean, he was having a great run, been up front most of the day. I mean, he hit the wall and was still in the top 5.
I mean, not just him, but I mean, really everybody that piled into that. Watch it from the blimp here. Pace car peels off, and Cody just fires. Carson nails him. It's going to send him up the track in front of Gones. Gones gets by. Everybody checking up. Wysocki gets a piece. McMullen gets front and back. Fahey gets into the back of McMullen. Eddie Rose gets turned further down the track. I mean, it's not a lot you can really do about it when that happens. It's like a dead stick, on a standing start in a Formula One race. Everybody just piles right on in. Vince Short, power brake and dragged it maybe. Yeah, possibly. Combination of that and the damage that he already had, not looking at his gauges, that's a good possibility. Pace car is going to peel off here. This is going to be a shootout for the stage. Green flag's in the air. Lap 89 goes on the board.
Cody Harger doing his best to get out to a lead here. Neil Quick and Brian Rose battling for their second position going into 1.
Cody Harger still with the lead. Last lap of the stage. We'll watch the battle for second with Neil Quick and Brian Rose through 3 and 4. Brian with the momentum. He's going to carry it. He's going to finish second across the line.
Here.
Cody Harger is going to win the stage. Neil Quick third. Mike LaJoy fourth. Jesse Bobo fifth. We are going to step aside for a quick break. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to North Wilkesboro Speedway. Superior Class Auto Racing, Wilkesboro War 125, getting ready to start stage number 2. Cody Harger won stage number 1 after the pit stops. Cody Harger is going to restart from the 4th position behind a couple other cars that pit prior to the stage end. Pace car peels off, and we're getting ready to go back to the green flag at lap 96.
Green flag.
Chris Goins, last week's winner, leads us into turn 1. He wasted no time getting in the throttle when the pace car pulled off.
Absolutely not. Kevin Blue, LSR strategy in full effect. Yeah, we'll see if it works out. Cody Harger to the inside of the 26, looking for the second spot. Look who's at the tailgate of the 66. It's Neil Quick.
I may finally get a pick to finish the race.
See, now you're getting cocky.
Come on, Neil.
We're broadcasters, Eric. We got to be partial up here. Impartial.
It's all about the pick.
Chris Goins, though, looking for 2 in a row. Don't know if he's going to be able to do that or not, but so far looking good. Lap 99, but the 66 is coming in a hurry.
Cody Harger's been fast all day, and he continues to show that speed here going into turn 1, threatening for the lead.
Well, David Bradford picked him early on to win, so David knows what he's talking about. We'll see as he goes to the inside here for the position. Cody Harger back to the lead. Doesn't have the 6 clear just yet, but on the bottom. Going to fight back on the front stretch into turn number 1. I think Cody's going to have him here, or does Chris fight back again? He does. Cody not quite clear, is he? Shaves off the nose of that number 6 I-Lending machine into 3 and 4 again. Cody takes the top spot, clears Chris Goins, moves the 6 of Goins to 2nd, Neil Quick to 3rd, Keaton Burnett, Mike LaJoie, the top 5.
Neil's trying to get around the 6 of Goins as quick as he can to try to maybe see if he can tame the 66.
On equal footing. Go ahead.
Is the 6 on older tires? I think he is.
Yeah, the 6 of Gones, he pit at lap 78. The leaders pit under the stage break lap 91.
It looks like he's got a little bit of a push going into the corners. Maybe he's just overdriving it a little bit.
Battle between Jamie Kerr and Thomas Ridgway. Kerr's truck certainly looks like he's been running at a short track tonight.
He's got the Darlington stripe on the driver's side here.
Yeah, it's more than a stripe. I'm not sure in that exchange if it was Kerr going around the 3 or the 3 trying to pass the 75. Oh, Jamie gets into the grass mid-corner, has to slide up the racetrack. Little contact between himself and the 3. That's going to give Thomas McMullen the position over Ridgway. Ridgway now back to 10th.
Got battling just about everywhere on the track right now.
Got a good handful of groups together. Up here, Brandon Mefford now. He's going around Chris Gones. Brian Rose trying to follow through as well. Cody Harger still running away, but not completely checked out from Neil Quick.
Ooh, that could have been bad. Somebody blinked out right in front of our leaders.
Eddie Rose. And I don't know if Cody got a piece of him or not. Doesn't look like it. Cody Harger was 15 to go. Neil Quick 2 truck lengths behind.
Yeah, Neil made a big run on him right there when Eddie blinked in and out. So we'll see if that was just a kind of a glitch where Cody may have let up, or if Neil's running him down.
No, it really looked like Cody had to take evasive action to avoid Eddie Rose when he popped back in. Something we'll have to go back and look at for sure, but looks like he got away with it for now. Continues to lead here with 13 laps to go. 2 to 3 truck lengths is Neil Quick in the rears. Brandon Mefford up to P3. Brian Rose hangs on to 4th, just ahead of 5th place Chris Gones. Top 4 trucks all pit during the stage break. Carson Conway back on the track, trying to pick up a couple extra positions in the point standings. I think Neil Quick is really starting to catch Cody Harger little by little. Both drivers have the exact same lap time for the fastest lap of the race. Last time by, though, Neil Quick about 0.07 of a second slower. This time by, 0.5 tenth faster than Cody Harger.
You know, we've talked about it many times throughout the season. Neil is one of the best at saving his tires for the longer run. So, you know, maybe he's going to try to get close to Cody and get Cody to get them tires hot. pace there. Cody's been fast all day, though.
Both drivers have plenty of pace, and again, Neil Quick didn't qualify very well. Started mid-pack, little wiggle out of the 2 off turn number 2, loses a little bit of ground to the 66, gains it right back on entry to 3. Harger slides up a little bit off of 4. Distance between the two, just 0.3 of a second, about a truck and a half between them. Through all this, though, Brandon Mefford's starting to catch these guys.
Well, look in front of Cody there. Next time we get a good shot, a bunch of lap traffic. I mean, could that play a factor with 6 to go? I mean, they're catching them quick up there.
5 laps to go. He's absolutely going to catch this group. It looks like it is Cook, Quick, Keaton, Burnett, and maybe Mike Fahey just up ahead. You see the truck step out on Cody Harger a bit there as well. This truck is becoming a handful. Neil Quick right to the tailgate through 3 and 4. Coming to 4 laps to go. Cody's going to have to run for his life and try and defend this. I don't know if Neil's going to be able to make the pass without contact. We're going to have to see how he handles this. Less than 5 to go, 4.5 to be exact. Into turn number 3. Cody Harger still with the lead. Again, he's now caught the lap traffic. Cook Quick up high. Cook Quick actually gets in the way of his brother.
Yeah, I thought that might go the opposite way. I think Neil's going to make a move this next lap.
Leaders off of turn number 4. Top 3 under a blanket with 2 laps to go. Cody Harger out in front. Neil Quick is second. Brandon Mefford third. 4th and 5th, Brian Rose, Chris Gones. Cody Harger still with the lead. Off turn number 4. He sees the white flag. The slow truck, Mike Fahey, just up ahead. We'll see if he yields to the leaders. Looks like he does. He goes high. Cody Harger off turn 2, down the back straightaway for the final time. Neil Quick looking to the high side off 3 and 4. Can he do anything with it? Slides up the racetrack. Doesn't look like he's going to get it done. Cody Harger's going to win the Wilkesboro War 125 from North Wilkesboro Speedway. Neil Quick is second. Brandon Mefford finishes third. Brian Rose fourth. Chris Gones fifth.
Neil drove her in hard in 3 trying to get there, but I think it hurt him more than it helped him.
He's going to blow it up. Some pretty neat tires. Don't even have tire smoke.
He deserves it. He ran a great race and was up front all day long.
Well, with that, we're going to step aside for a brief moment, get a break out of the way, and then get our top 3 finishers for interviews. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to North Wilkesboro Speedway, the Wilkesboro War 125. At its conclusion, the number 66 machine of Cody Harger takes the checkered flag. Neil Quick second, Brandon Mefford was third. Try and get a word with our race winner, Cody Harger here. We'll bring him up into the broadcast booth. Cody, it's Steve and Eric in the broadcast booth. You got a good copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, it's about time you got that number 66 in victory lane. Congratulations on the win here at North Wilkesboro. Tell us about your race.
Man, about damn time, isn't it? But no, man, it was a good race. Qualified up front. Kind of flubbed up on that first restart we had. That bump coming out of 4 is so touchy with these trucks, especially if you got tires with any laps on them. And I think I just kind of went too easy and didn't really get an advantage of the jump to clear myself off of 2, and I let Brandon to my outside. You get a truck to your outside here, it's pretty tough to hang with them, especially early on in the run when you got a bunch of fuel in it. So just kind of fell back to 3rd there, and then I think it was Hattenback took himself out. He kind of got loose there probably about 35, and then I was like, okay, but what are we going to do here? Strategy game. We had a couple cautions, so I knew fuel was probably going to get us to around 55 at that point, but I knew we could probably, once you got to 45, you could make it. So I decided to go for the F1 undercut, and as soon as we hit 45, I pitted, and unfortunately, I didn't think it worked for me there. I was trying to rack my brain to figure out why I didn't come out ahead of Mefford there, but then I figured out that he didn't take tires. So even though I was a few seconds back, I was able to pick him off there before we got to the end of the stage, and really just kind of survived those couple cautions there before the stage, and then it was put tires on it, fill her up for fuel, and go ham for 35 laps. That's what we did. We were able to get rid of the guys up front on the older tires, and then go like hell, and hopefully Neil didn't get to us. And he got there a couple times, and I kind of had to throw some very aggressive moves to keep him from slipping up underneath me, but luckily I don't think there was any contact made. Just good hard racing, and we were able to bring this thing home, put her in victory lane. I'm happy about it.
Last 5 laps of the race we watched, you were very, very defensive. I had faith in you, but I didn't think you were going to be able to hang on to it. We saw the back end of that truck stepping out a couple of times. How was that truck on old tires? It seemed to be a handful out there.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing me and Neil were talking about here in the green room is that we both got looser on that run than what we had on the earlier in the evening. I actually ended up those last couple of laps, I ended up kind of rolling some brake back to the front to kind of tighten my entry back up, because it was just getting, the loose is fast, and I think that's where I kind of do good here, is kind of letting it step out just a little bit, but it was getting a little outside of the comfort zone, and I was having to wait on her just a little bit more before I could get back in the gas. So yeah, for whatever reason, it got really loose. And look, you didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. Hell, I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. I was losing faith there. So, but all's well that ends well.
Checkered flag in hand. Congratulations, Cody. Nice win. What are your thoughts going into the next race?
Hell, I don't even know where we're going. We'll figure that out next Monday.
Next race, we're going to, let's see, where are we tonight? We're at
IRP tonight.
No, this is Wilkesboro.
Excuse me, North Wilkesboro. I'll get my short track.
Oh boy, New Hampshire next week. This ought to be interesting.
Fun.
Either way, Good luck going into next week. Congratulations on the victory, Cody. Anybody you need to thank before we let you go?
I just want to thank all these guys that show up here week to week and run this deal. This year's for the Scars probably been one of the most tight competition-wise in a couple seasons. Bunch of fast guys, bunch of guys with skill, and you got to get all aspects right. You got to qualify good. You got to be able to be fast on old tires, and you got to be able to strategize at times and pick off those extra point or twos that you would probably not pick up on just kind of doing what everybody else does. So been really fun, and I'm happy to see where it's headed, and excited for this last half of the season. And thank you, as always, Steve, the HBR TV in the booth. Y'all do an excellent job for us.
Well, thanks for the kind words, Cody. Thanks for chatting with us again. Congratulations. Good luck next week.
Thank you, bud.
Was Cody Harger your race winner? Next up, we're going to go to the runner-up. That is indeed none other than the 2 of Neil Quick. Let's pull him up in the booth here. Neil, it's Steve and Eric in the booth. You got a good copy?
Yeah, guys, what's going on?
Neil Quick, runner-up here, number 2 in the number 2. Tell us about your night. What could you have done possibly to get by Cody Harger? We talked about maybe some contact could help, but didn't come true. What were your options?
Man, I'm going to tell you, the last 4 weeks, I've had enough contact to make up for the rest of the season, so I was staying away from that. No, Cody ran an excellent race, and it was fun. Just kind of getting a feel for the truck the first half and figuring out what was working and stuff, and I was riding along doing pretty good. And again, pit road reached up, bit me the first time coming in, and luckily the caution came out. We bunched back up and just had solid racing. I just almost ended it all on that restart. I think the 99 truck had some issues and just come down the whole right side of my truck and dinged it up pretty good there.
So the issue on pit road, did you have too much rear brake into it, locked them up, I assume, coming into pit lane?
Really, I didn't. I was really extremely front brake heavy tonight, which running brake back was just, I was too loose here tonight, so it wasn't really that situation. I don't know. That curve sometimes reaches out and gets you. I'd have to go back and see the replay. I just know the sucker turned sideways on me.
Now, you think that made a difference in where you would have ended up in this race, or did it potentially save you based on the wrecks that happened? Sometimes it's difficult to tell, but did it really hurt you track position-wise? Because we did get that caution very soon after.
No, I think I was okay. I mean, a couple of the situations put me back up where I needed to be. I mean, I would have liked to have been out in front of Cody, but I mean, it's really difficult to pass here, get up off the corners, and I could make the low side work a little bit, but he had a good line, and I just there was a couple times I snuck to him and could have probably put the bumper to him, but man, you put a bumper to anybody on entry here and they're going around.
All right, Neil. Well, either way, it was a great run. You started mid-pack. Not a great qualifying effort. Was there an issue in qualifying, or just that was the lap you had to lay down?
No, I did have a problem. I got loose coming off the 4 and barked the tires and just didn't get a good lap, and that pretty well ruined my second lap too. So again, that was driver error on that part.
Well, you took care of your stuff. You brought it home P2. It's not quite a win, of course, but congratulations either way. Before we let you get out of here, is there anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, absolutely. The guys that run the league, the admins, Cody, everybody does a great job. You guys up in the broadcast booth, you and Eric, and of course everybody that makes it happen. Trap Bar Media, sponsors of the truck, WR1, 5-Star Graphics, R&R Racewear. I can go on and on, but thank you for everybody allowing me to do this.
All right, Neil. Well, we're happy to have you here, and again, congratulations. Good luck next week in New Hampshire.
Oh God, New Hampshire! Thank you guys.
We'll see you, Neil.
See you guys.
Next, we're going to go to Brandon Mefford, our third place finisher. Well, Brandon in the broadcast booth. Brandon, it's Steve and Eric in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Congratulations, a third place finish. It's one less than where you started. We thought you could have a little bit more for these front runners tonight, but either way, a solid effort, a solid finish. Tell us about your afternoon.
I wanted to get the lead there, got around Cody on the outside of that second restart or so, and was really just cruising, honestly, and pulled away from those guys. The 99 spun or whoever that was spun behind me, and so pretty well was on cruise control. Just wanted to get to the lap 90 stage break. I'd saved enough fuel that I could go, to about lap 55, 60, and had it all planned out, but it did not transpire.
We watched there in the closing laps, the leaders started to do battle and you started to close in. Was it a result of them fighting for that position, or did you just have the pace in the last few laps of the race?
I think a little bit of both. They were better than me off of 4, but I was really a lot better than them off of 2. So I was trying not to burn my tires up in case we got a late caution. So I had a shot to go by one of them and have a chance for the win. But no, those guys were going to be hard to beat there at the end. I think I could have got to them. Just took me too long to get through the field there. But yeah, a combination of them up there racing and battling it out. Cody protecting his lead. and I was able to get to him. But I was going to finish third if we didn't have a caution, I think, anyways.
Well, either way, a solid run, a third place finish. Next week, we go to Loudon, New Hampshire. You do pretty well on these short tracks. New Hampshire is kind of like the super speedway of short tracks. What are your thoughts going into that place?
New Hampshire doesn't like me, so I love these short tracks. Maybe in this truck I'll do a little bit better, but I always seem to be off just a little bit. So maybe we'll do a little testing this week and have a shot next week.
Brandon Mefford laying out the homework for the week. Congratulations on the third place finish here at Wilkesboro. Before we let you go, Brandon, anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, I really just want to thank Cody and the league for letting me jump in here, 10 or 12 races in or whatever it was, and then, giving me a chance to compete, and it's been a blast so far. So, and then thank all the drivers in the league. It's been pretty clean, and we are racers, so, we do get aggravated, but very, very good league so far. I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys for the broadcast. You do a phenomenal job, actually. Probably my favorite so far, but I thank my family. We rushed around tonight for me to get here. And then Zoe's place, a place here in Greenfield, Indiana, that I promote. Spartan Logistics, IROC Crew, my other league, who's on the truck tonight. So, Steve, I would like to tiny little shout out. We've got a benefit race for Zoe's place and Ellie's place coming up in September 18th. I'll post the details in a link. I won't say too much on here, but love to see some drivers get signed up. It's a fun event. We're going to send a bunch of money to a couple of places that help kids. They are nonprofits, so anybody interested in donating, hit me up. And I think that's it. Thanks, guys.
Brandon, if it's a good cause, man. If you want to go ahead and plug it, say what you got to say, get your information out in the open. That's part of why we're here, man. So if you got something you want to go out there, go for it.
Yeah, guys, September 18th, we're going to race these trucks at Michigan for 200 laps. It's the Care for Kids 200. Zoe's place and Ellie's places, both they help kids out, younger kids when they're going through a hard time, difficult time in their lives. So myself and another teammate of mine, Doug Wysocki, who raced tonight, we've both had family visit these places, and they've been a great benefit for these children, get them back on track when they've, in our cases, they've had a huge tragedies in their lives. So near and dear to our heart. Last year, we raised $1,200. We've already raised more than that this year. Our goal is $2,000. So anybody that wants to sponsor, doesn't want to race, we take donations. Man, just look us up. Care for Kids 200 on Facebook, or the AMA Motorsports on Facebook. We're promoting it, and just look for us on the broadcast and on Facebook, Discord, and help us with this great cause, guys.
All right, Brendan. If you got any information you can send to me, I'll be happy to post it on the HBR TV pages as well. A worthy cause for sure. Again, congratulations for tonight. Looking forward to that benefit race going forward. Good luck next week in New Hampshire.
Thanks, guys. Enjoyed it.
This is Brandon Mefford, your third place finisher here at North Wilkesboro. Let's take a look at our official race results. Cody Harger, of course, was the victor. Neil Quick was second. We just spoke with third place Brandon Mefford. Fourth place finisher was Brian Rose. Fifth went to Chris Goins, last week's winner. Mike LaJoy was sixth. Jesse Bobo finished in the seventh position. Eighth went to Tom Ridgway. Ninth, Jamie Kerr. Keaton Burnett was 10th, the winner from Bristol. Cook Quick finished in the 11th position, with Mark Truxell wrapping up in 12th. Doug Wysocki is 13th. Thomas McMullen was 14th. Mike Fahey, after some trouble with Eddie Rose, finishes in the 15th position. Just cannot buy a break out there, the number 19. Carson Conway finished in the 16th position. Eddie Rose was 17th, and Rob Hattenback, with an engine failure on the restart, finishes last, 43 laps down. Tough break for Hattenback. Had some speed, but I really think that impact with the inside pit wall in the front stretch there, that really did his day in. Not all at once. It took some time for that engine gave up the ghost, but talk about an inopportune time to have it happen, Eric. That is not what you want to have happen coming to green.
No, not at all. I mean, he was up front running a great race, and something just went bad in the motor there. It's unfortunate for him, and I know we got some guys involved in it, but luckily it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Certainly not, but it is the way it is. We actually had a pretty good race here, considering it's a short track. We had a little bit lighter truck count tonight, but that's okay. I think we had some good racing, front to back, really mid-pack, all the way through, whether it was for the leaders or for 5th or 6th or 7th. It didn't seem to matter. We had good battles going on all over the racetrack. Tried to catch as many as we could, but ultimately, Cody Harger victorious. Neil Quick was second. That battle did not change. It was fun to watch with 5 to go, but again, Cody, he comes out on top. Finally a victory for the 66. Again, he's been snake bitten pretty bad here, really since a good portion of last season, honestly. Got that monkey off his back, and possibly better things to come for the driver of the number 66. Final thoughts, Eric, tonight's race? I mean, I gave you mine. What was your take on tonight's Wilkesboro War 125?
Just like every race this season, I mean, you have to watch the full race to see what's going to happen. I mean, we had a few guys that were out in the lead and looked like they were going to be the winners of the race, but you never know till the green flag drops. I mean, Cody Harger was out front all day, and he done a great job of maintaining it and bringing home a win. And like you said, I know he's glad to get that win under his belt.
Well, next week we travel up to the northeast, a little closer to where I'm at. Still not next door by any means, but Loudon, New Hampshire, the Magic Mile. That's going to be a fun one in these trucks. A little smoother, a little bit wider, but still pretty flat. It's going to be fun to see how these guys can get a handle on these trucks and not burn the right front off. Tires are going to be very important. And see how many tire sets they are allotted for that particular event. Again, we had 2 sets of tires over the wall tonight. I imagine they might have a similar strategy next week. But if you want to find out, you got to be here. You got to watch. So please give us the like, give us the follow, give us the share, the subscribe. Turn on the notifications, Facebook, YouTube, HBR TV, the number 1. It's the same for both platforms. HBR TV1, like, follow, share, subscribe. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. We try to make some weekly posts as well, whether it's just things that we see that we find interesting, race related. Sometimes they're just funny. Not so much politic related, but maybe once in a while. But tune in for it. Please give us those follows. Please give us those shares, the likes, all that stuff. It makes a difference. It certainly helps both social media platforms, their algorithms. Helps put this event and this page in front of a whole bunch of new eyeballs, and that certainly is a benefit. Lastly, thank you guys all in the stream chat. It was a little busier this week. That's always a plus. Thank you for that participation. We look forward to it every week. Can't always catch all of those chat messages, but we certainly do try, especially on some of the snoozer races. It kind of gives us something to talk about, so that's a bonus as well. Lastly, congratulations, Cody Harger, on his win here at North Wilkesboro. For Eric Dotson, I'm Steve Singer with HBR TV. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.